Hi girls and guys, welcome back to the channel. We've got a little mini situation today. Nah, it's a mini. Customer rang me up, said a loud bang and some horrible noises thereafter. So we've put it on the ramp, given it a quick inspection. It's a good one. So while doing the inspection, we're on the passenger side. This side, good. No noises from the wheel bearing, good. Tyre, okay. Let's go to the driver's side. Driver's side, so locking wheel not ready. Brake disc, good. Spring, good. Nah, only joking. So the spring has snapped in a beautiful way. Like that's wedged up against the drop link. So yeah, driving this in, the noises it was making, I got looks from the neighbours. So we are going to replace the shock and spring on this side. It's booked in for the other side, but we don't have enough time in the day. This is an emergency one because the customer does need his car because his other car is stuck in floodwater. So let's whip the wheel off, all 17s locking up. Let's get the wheel off and we will be replacing the shock and spring. Okay, so we started off by cleaning up the threads on the drop link. That is 116. I did use the Allen key hole in the middle to get that out because it weren't going to undo on its own. So now I've got that out. I popped out the brake pipe here and the ABS sensor, ABS sensor there. Going to clean this up, get ready to undo it. The shock is just completely in two halves. That's just doing nothing. So compressing this one's going to be easy. However, getting a new one in is going to be difficult. So I believe these are 18s. Let's clean it up and find out. Cool. So 18 mil from the back here. Gave it a couple of good, well, had to undo it with the gun and then sprayed a bit of lube and then undid it. And then the shock just literally, luckily, slid down. The only problem I've got with that is I don't think I'm going to be able to get that out of there. But then again, I've got no compression on the spring. I don't know. I'm going to see if I can get it out by tapping the hub down. If not, I may have to undo the 313s at the top and then try and counter the shaft to me, which means undoing the hub nut. But let's just see if I can get it out this way first. If not, might have to undo the 2 bolts for the lower arm and take everything down that way. A good reason why we're changing the shock. All the rebound. And that doesn't even look like it's been leaking. So, yeah, fantastic. But it did come out by tapping it out. I don't think the new one's going to go in that easily, so pray for me. And we have one absolutely spangled shock. Now, the good thing is I don't need to compress it to get the top mount off, and we've got new bits over there, all in KYB. Okay, usually I'd say put it in a spring compressor, compress the spring properly, but as this shock has got zero anything in it, and the spring was in 2 places, and it was rattling around, I just mole gripped it and undone it. 21 mil on the top, spun it off with the gun, which is fine because we're replacing the shock, but you should never put mole grips on one. But you ask how bad this shock is? Yeah. Hence why that's going. So I've taken off the bottom boot, even though it's split, I haven't got a replacement. Got the bump stop and the cover, and we're going to get a new spring now. Let's start building it up with the nice new stuff. We've also got this top mount, blah, blah, blah. I'm going to re-grease the bearing in that. Not replacing it because it's not, there's no need at this moment in time. All right, we've compressed the shock. Please don't try and do this without a spring compressor. Put that on, and then you've got Mr. Washer, goes there. Top mount goes there, and we've got enough to get the nut on. But guess what? I forgot the nut. Okay, I don't want to say this out loud, but let's just say if this was putting up a fight, it wasn't a very good one because this went in far too easy. I literally just pulled the shock absorber a little bit to me, got it onto the ledge, but on that side, and just slid it into position, lined it up, then got the hub spready tool, which goes in the back, and then you give it a turn and it opens the hub up, and then it pretty much just slid right in. Just felt a little bit too, I'm going to say it, a little bit too easy. Now that's in, we're going to get the pinch bolt. Let's clean it up, it's a little bit rusty, get some lube on it, get that fitted, and take it for a test drive. Once again, don't forget tighten the drop link, make sure everything's tight. Go over and make sure you've done everything. And when you put the wheel on, just make sure you've got your locking nut in line with your valve, just for OCD purposes. Now, let's lower it down and torque the wheel up. And of course, while we're here, we give it a check over as well. It needs a headlight bulb, which the customer told us about, and annoyingly, it needed screen wash filling up. It does annoy me when that pops on. So to do the headlight bulb on this, take that cover off, and the headlight bulb is there. But you can't do this with the ignition on, so you need to do it. Ideally, disconnect the battery also. Right, headlight's working, and now it's time for the road test. Right, been for a nice little road test. It's driving good. Not going to do the wheel alignment on it yet. We're going to do the other side next week and then do the alignment all in one go. Also, it's going to be in some tyres at the same time. But other than that, this one's driving nice and straight. No knocks, no bangs, no horrible noises. So this one is done.